Friends, today we're going to tell you the story of Allah and a boy. A boy became an animal. So friends, why did that boy become an animal? Let us know. Once upon a time, there was a green village where the people were very angry. But they used to quarrel, except for a few people. One day a man of Allah was passing by. The purpose of the journey of a man of Allah is very noble, and in your heart we should convey the true words of Islam to the people, especially the place where but people. The people of Allah were passing through that village because they did not know anything about the religion. You see a small boy who is standing on the grass. He was grazing many cows, but if any cow went to graze somewhere else, whenever she went, he would beat her with a stick. He was not at all ashamed of hurting the animals. He was very happy with this. God felt bad. You stopped while walking. Your eyes stopped at that boy. That boy was very bad. He was rude and ill-mannered. When I saw an Allah person looking at me, he came to me and said, "Why are you looking at me like this?" The Allah person said, "At this age, you don't read and write. Read the words of Deen so that you understand how big a crime it is to kill a voiceless animal. Here we cannot even think of hurting any human being, and you are hurting an animal which is capable of using its tongue. Some? I can't even say that she was eating grass and you are forbidding her from going there. On the land of Allah Pak, an animal can get fodder from wherever it wants." Hearing these things, the boy got very angry and said, "Oh old man, don't know. Identity. Why are you talking like this about me? The people of Allah said that you need to be taught a lesson, to be taught manners." Saying this, you started leaving from there, but the boy started screaming, and after hearing his voice, "You stay." He said, "I will call my family right now. You have said such things to me as if I have done something bad to you, whereas till now I have not even said a word to you, and where can you go by saying this to me?" He said loudly. He started shouting, "Oh villagers, come here, listen to me. See what this old man is saying to me while I was just doing my work." Hearing his voice, the villagers came running in that direction. His mother was among them too. The mother said, "Oh old man, what did you say to my son?" Allah Wallah said, "What did I say to this? I just told you to read it so that you can understand." That woman, who was his mother, felt very bad that her son felt bad in this way. "How can you say this?" She said, "Oh old man, you have done a very bad thing to my child by saying this to me. Now you will be punished." Now the woman got even more angry and said, "Villagers, are you listening? This old man is talking like this about my child. Don't you guys think that we should punish him?" The villagers were also ignorant, and they said, "You are absolutely right." Now those villagers went ahead and caught hold of Allah Wallah, brought him with them, and made him stand in front of their Sardar in the village. She did this and said that this old man was passing by here. He has called our child ill-mannered and ill-mannered. As soon as the woman said this, she started crying loudly. To date, no one has ever called my child like this. Today is the first time that someone has called him. He has made me cry. First of all, he is an orphan, and I am a single woman raising him with great difficulty. He doesn't even have a father who will stand here for him. That is why this old man should be given strict punishment. Sardar said, "But what he has said is behind this. There must be some reason." The village chief was wise and understood that you are an elder of God and should be respected. On this, the boy's mother said, "What could be the reason behind this except that this old man has hurt my child a lot?" Allah. The silent one, Sardar asked, "Do you want to say something?" He said, "At this age, he was grazing the cows, while at this time near me, he should study, learn it himself and teach it to others too. Then if I say something like that, then after all, what was the need to feel bad in this?" The boy said, "No, they have called me a tongue-tied person. My tongue is very long and I don't know how to talk to elders." Sardar said, "The solution to this matter is if this person from Allah has said this to you. So you stay with them for a month. If they do anything like this to you, they will be punished. Till that time, we cannot do anything." The woman was very surprised to hear this and said, "First of all, I am asking you to reform this old man. I am asking for punishment, and you are handing over my child to him." Sardar said, "Yes, this is my decision, and you people will have to follow my order." After that, he started saying to Allah, "This boy is in your hand from today onwards. If you take this with you, if you want to take me on a journey, you can take me." Mother kept crying, but no one could do anything in front of Sardar's decision. Now the boy was forced to go with Allah Wallah. There was anger and hatred in his eyes and said, that boy was trying to trap them. And on the contrary, a bell was tied around his neck. Now he was walking with the man of Allah. You too had started on the journey in the name of Allah. That impudent boy was tired of walking now. You came too far to a place. After reaching Alawala, you see very green grass. Seeing the beauty of that place, your heart fell. Seeing the grocery and delicacies here, you thought, I will stay here for a few days. You told the boy that we will stay here for 2 or 3 days. I thought, what place is this? I have never seen this place to date, and there is neither any human being nor human species nor any food items to be seen here, nor is there any water available here. I will die of hunger and thirst, O people of Allah. Said you with me, if you have been sent, then you are my responsibility, not you are worried about yourself. He said, my Sardar has punished me by sending me with you. He is also angry with me. That is why he sent me with you and separated me from my mother. My mother must be crying, remembering me. Allah said, okay, do you care about your mother? You must be very mischievous with her too. He said, first of all, you have gone after me and then separated me from my animals and kept me away from the village. You brought me here hungry and I will die of thirst. Allah said, I don't know anything, just that if you see any food item in this place, you should not eat it. If you see any animal, do not hunt it even if it is halal. Be careful. Obey me, otherwise it will be very bad. Now I offer namaz. If you want to offer namaz, then do it, otherwise sit quietly. You spoke so sternly that he too started silently watching you offer namaz. Your namaz is very good. He was amazed to see that an old man had traveled such a distance, not even tired, with no problem visible on his face. How are you praying like this without eating or drinking? Seeing your courage, he sat there silently. You are yours. He was going on offering namaz, and after that, he closed his eyes and started thinking about what should be done and what not. Here those people of Allah also closed their eyes and started reciting Tasbih. From morning to evening, he was feeling bad due to hunger. Condition. She looked at Alawala and said, I don't know how long this man will continue to offer namaz, and I don't know which namaz he is offering. The boy felt a knot in his stomach. It wasn't just hunger, though, that gnawed at him fiercely. No, it was the emptiness of being alone. His mother had been gone since sunrise, searching for food in the forest. She had warned him, her voice tight with worry, not to stray from their small hut. The forest is full of dangers, she had said, and some are worse than hunger. He chewed on a piece of dried fruit, a meager breakfast, and tried to remember the warmth of his mother's embrace. But her warnings echoed louder than comfort. He knew she feared the spirits of the forest, the ones who punish disobedience with swift and terrible justice. He tried to distract himself, gathering sticks for the fire. But the forest seemed to press in on him, full of rustling leaves and the calls of unseen creatures. He longed for his mother's return, for her strong arms and the familiar stories she told as she cooked their evening meal. But the sun climbed higher, and still she did not return. Then he saw it, a flash of movement through the trees, a flicker of dappled sunlight on a graceful back. A deer, its coat the color of autumn leaves, grazed at the edge of the clearing. The boy's heart pounded in his chest. His mother's warnings were forgotten. All he could see was food, the promise of a full belly and an end to the gnawing hunger. He had helped his mother hunt before, watched her set snares and lay traps. Surely he could do it himself. He grabbed a sharp stick, his only weapon, and crept towards the deer. The animal, unaware of the danger lurking in the shadows, continued to graze peacefully. The boy's hand trembled as he raised the stick, fear warring with the desperate need to eat. The kill was quick, almost painless. The boy surprised even himself. He felt a surge of pride, a heady mix of accomplishment and relief. He had defied his mother, yes, but he had also survived. He dragged the deer back to their hut, his small frame straining with the effort. He built a fire, the flames licking at the dry wood with hungry enthusiasm. The smell of roasting meat filled the air, a savory aroma that both tempted and terrified him. He ate until he could eat no more, the fear of hunger replaced by a dull ache in his belly. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the clearing, he heard a voice. It was not his mother's. It was deeper, older, filled with an ancient power that sent shivers down his spine. "You have disobeyed!" the voice boomed. A figure emerged from the trees, his form gnarled and bent like an old oak. His eyes, though, burned with a youthful fire. This was no ordinary man. This was the spirit of the forest, the guardian of the woods, the one his mother had warned him about. The boy trembled, the remnants of his feast turning to ashes in his mouth. He wanted to run, to hide, but his limbs felt heavy, rooted to the spot. He stammered, trying to explain that he had only been hungry, that he hadn't meant to disobey. The old man listened, his face unreadable. "Obedience is not a choice," he said finally, his voice echoing through the clearing. "It is the root of respect, the foundation of harmony. You have taken a life you were not meant to take. Now the forest will take from you." The boy felt a searing pain, a burning that spread from his fingertips to the very core of his being. He cried out, but the sound died in his throat, replaced by a guttural growl that he did not recognize as his own. His bones cracked and shifted, his skin prickling with a strange new sensation. He looked down at his hands, no longer the small, nimble hands of a boy, but something else. Panic flooded him, drowning out the last vestiges of his human thoughts. He tried to call for his mother, but the only sound he could make was a whimper, a sound that seemed to belong to the forest itself. He was changing, transforming into something wild and unfamiliar. The old man watched, his expression unreadable. The boy, or what was left of him, felt a strange sense of peace emanating from the old man, a sense of acceptance that transcended the fear coursing through his mutated veins. He also had all the hunting equipment available with him, and this was told by his mother. Knew that this is why it became a life. We are the ones who want to ask, why did this happen? Was it some magical world? How did this animal become this animal after eating this animal, before the people of Allah could say anything? There was a smoke rising and a very bad-looking person came there. He was turning red and pale in anger. He said, "Give me this animal. It has killed my deer. It has eaten it. I will not eat it at all." On hearing this, the girl's mother shouted, "Who are you?" He said, "Who are you?" The woman said, I am his mother who has now become an animal, and I am the one whose son he has killed." Then he said to the person of Allah, "The area from which you have come, the entire area is ours. Our people live there. Hence you do not see any human population. Can't see. One thing was that both of you came and sat there, and after that, this boy killed my son and ate him. At that time my son had come to play on the grass in the form of a deer. Now this unfortunate person separated my son from me. I will also take him to my home, and will sacrifice him there in front of my clan, so that by killing him my son's soul can find peace." Allah said that he had made a big mistake. I had forbidden him, but he did not agree to it. What solace is your son going to get by killing him and sacrificing him? If that were the case, then everyone would be taking solace by taking revenge on each other. The one who forgives is much greater than the one who commits a mistake. He said, "I cannot forgive him. This is what he did to me. A piece of liver was taken away from me. I know the pain of losing a child, but you forgive him for the sake of Allah. Allah forgives you too." He said, "Who is Allah?" Then Allah said, "Allah whom I worship is one whose there is no share. We cannot even imagine how much he loves us." Then he said, "Once he goes, he does not come back. Then what kind of power does your Lord have, whom you are worshipping so much?" Allah said, "You did not love anyone because of this. You get something in return. This happens with humans. People love each other for some reason or the other. But Allah is so kind that he blesses us a lot. You too can turn from human to animal. Allah has given you strength, but you are telling me, can my Lord bring back your son? My Lord can even bring the dead back to life if he wishes. When he has the power to kill, he also has the power to make alive. Is there anyone like him? Not even he is one. He has no partner." Hearing this, the bad-looking man roared and said, "I don't want to listen to the praise of your Lord. My heart is very sad. This boy has snatched my son from me. Now I will give him this. I will take him from here." Allah said, "Be careful. You will not take this boy." Allah prayed the rope was pulled around that animal. Now he could not lift that boy. He was a very big magician there, who had all the children were born, and they also used to turn into animals through their magic. So that day his son came out in the form of an animal. The one of Allah said, "I will show you that Allah's power is the greatest, and what can he do now? Look again, you prayed my Lord, O Lord of the universe. You are the Rabbul Alamin. You are the Lord of Muhammad, O Allah. All praises are only for you. You are the sustainer of the sky and the earth. All praises are only for you. You are the Lord of the skies and the earth and the whole universe, and that too. You are the Lord who is inside both of them, that is the sky and the earth. You are true. Every promise of yours is true. Every word of yours is true. Heaven is your right. Hell is your right. Anbiya is the right, and doomsday is the right. O Allah, I bow my head before you. I believe in you. I trust you. I turn to you with all my heart. With the help of your help, I take the enemy from the religion, and the decision is handed over to you. I pray, oh Allah, this boy has been punished for his mistake. Turn him back into a human being. O Lord of both worlds, you were praying in such a pleading manner that the boy, who till now was an animal, was praying. He was restless, and now he became a human again. He became the same boy again. You looked at the magician and said, I am not a magician, this is all a miracle of my Lord. The magician was watching everything with his eyes wide open. He was in prostration. He fell and became an animal on the strength of God. He did not believe in God, hence he had to get such a death. I read the pen rightly. La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. While reading, he left from there. The people of Allah came to that boy and said that you were a Muslim, but you never took blessings from anyone. Now what lesson did you learn by becoming an animal? He said, whatever I had learned from you that day, I will never learn it again. I have not been able to learn all my life. I apologize to you and the entire village, whom I troubled a lot, whom I cursed. But now I cannot live with you people. On hearing this, everyone got upset. The mother shouted, why my children, why my son? You will leave your mother. He said, Mother, education is very important, and if I get the education of Allah, then what can I say? I have found a true guide. Apart from him, there cannot be anyone else here. That is why I'm going. If Allah orders, I will return one day. I will come. After that, the boy left from there with Allah Wallah and went with the sunlight to get what his mother had always wished for. So friends, that's all in today's video.